What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So I was dip diving in Twitter, as you do, and they saw the leaked footage of the Spider-Man multiplayer, whatever it was going to be, Spider-Verse online. I don't know. It looked like it was like maybe 6-player multiplayer. I don't even know. All I saw, I think I saw maximum 6. I was like, oh wow, look at that's cool. And then yeah, it just looked like Spider-Man gameplay, but with a bunch of, and I didn't actually quite understand how that worked, because it went from like a QTE to a QTE with I didn't understand it, because it's like one Spider-Man was doing something and it was like a cinematic, you know, it goes into cinematic mode, and then another Spider-Man came in and did another cinematic mode, and I'm like, I don't understand how are you supposed to play that? And like from the player's perspective, how does it play? That's what I want to see. I want to see, they showed me the cinematic trailer that you're not going to be playing. You're not playing that. I mean, it's not going to look like that, because they're showing 2 viewpoints from a 3rd viewpoint. I'm like, and they're like, protect the neighborhood, kill the bad guy, or defeat the bad guys, or whatever. And so I'm like, that sounds super paper thin. But they should have released it anyway. And they should have released it at like $20 or something like that, man. Make it. They just need these games. And if it was like a games of service, which it probably was, because you just get all the suits and stuff. Come on, son. That's what they want to do. That's their whole business model right now. But they're not doing it. It's crazy. I spent most of the afternoon listening to Hoag Law. You know, I like Hoag Law. Shout out to him. He was talking about the Candy Crush, not Candy Crush, Sweet Baby Ray's, the Sweet Baby Inc., Sweet Baby Ray stuff. I was like, yeah. And he went into depth. He was basically saying, just to reiterate what he said, was the thing that's happening is that a lot of people are kind of going after Sweet Baby Ray's. Well, that's not what it is. What it is the I guess the woke side are blaming, are calling critiques of, let's just say, Spider-Man 2. If you critique it, honestly critique it, without any agenda, they're calling that like, you know, hate or whatever. You're like, oh, you're just doing that because you try to hate against Sweet Baby Ray's and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know, Hoag Law knows what's up. You know, he's super smart. He's a lawyer, and he's right. You know, you can't critique something. Everybody, like, this goes back to what I was saying. Everybody is so sensitive. So look, if your game is whack, and your writing is kind of whack, and Mary Jane is kind of out of her mind, like, that's not Mary. Who is this crazy lady? That's not Mary Jane. Come on, son. You know, if people don't like it, it's not because you injected some woke juice in it. You know, the new neo woke, I'll call it. No, it's not. It's because it's not good. That's it. You know, and people would say, oh, you're this and you're that. And I'm like, oh, it's so dumb. It's like the stupidity of the world. You know, video games cannot escape it. And that's a shame, because it's just a hobby. It's just fun times, you know. And I understand that popular culture and popular trends will find their way into our favorite things, right? Good or bad. And right now it's bad because even it wasn't a Brian Antahar, who's I guess he's the lead on Spider-Man, and he said, yeah, people are not gonna like it, the Mary Jane thing, I don't give a F. Yeah, she's way OP, I don't give a F. I'm like, look, he can love Spider-Man all he wants, but that attitude is the same attitude that Cliffy B had when he was talking about jawbreakers. When he's talking about lawbreakers, talking about, yeah, all you Xbox, it's only on PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Closed studio, because you're stupid. Yeah, I call Cliffy B stupid. He's not stupid. But I'm just saying, in that moment he was, because he didn't have the foresight to say, maybe I shouldn't talk shite about a whole, like, millions of potential customers / fans. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't play this console war, thing when I'm trying to promote a game. I don't understand that mentality. Maybe Sony was like, yo, if you could talk shit about Xbox, that'd be cool, right? And Cliffy B is like, yeah, I could do that. I'm edgy. Then he jumps in his Lamborghini. And goes, I bet you still got that car too. I mean, he ain't making that Lamborghini money no more. I don't think so. I mean, he's still getting royalties off of Gears, but I don't know how much is that, He's doing comic books. Anyway, tangent. It was a bad tangent. But going back to Hogue, he was spitting knowledge, and his show is about 2 hour. It was about a 2 hour stream, and it's dense because he reads really fast, and it's dense with just information. He's reading, and it's like, once again, I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I am so grateful that someone like Hogue is around to spit science, to spit knowledge, to, bring some clarity legally and just common sense wise. Because he's generally like common sense. He even said it in his stream. He's like, look, I make mistakes too. I'm only human. And I'm like, that's what's up. That's how you do it. You're not like, oh, I know everything because I've been in the industry, but you're only human, you make mistakes. And that's, that goes for everyone, including myself. I made so many mistakes. Ugh. I'm kind of sick of myself at this point. I'm like, how stupid am I to make all of these mistakes? If I wrote them down, I'd be like, throw it away. Because sick of look at it. But, you make mistakes to learn. You learn from them. Whether you're a person, whether you're a giant corporation with billions of dollars and employees that are relying on the job security to support their families, there are mistakes. Like closing studios, potential mistake, because that studio could make the next potential hit. But the way that the industry is, and it's not just the industry, it's generally capitalism as a general, kind of movement. I think the one thing that's different in that is that the games industry is heavily predicated and guided by artistic skills, integrity. With art is the basis of video games. That's why I never liked Ebert. What was his name? He had neck cancer, mouth cancer or something. He died, but he really hated video games. But anyway, I'm not talking about him right now. Siskel? It was Ebert. It was one of the two. Anyway, so with video games predicated on art, it is important. Yes, it is a product, of course, but and yes, it is subjective whether it's good or bad. But we're talking about art here. Is it good art? Is it bad art? Of course, it's objective, but these corporations aren't looking at these studios as artists. They're just employees. They're workers who make the product that we can sell to make the money. That's what they look at it as. They don't look at it as this is artwork, this is a story, this is gameplay, all these systems. There's science, there's math, art, there's all kind of things mixed into video games. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Most of these CEOs don't understand it because they are just CEOs. They have never coded anything in their life. They don't understand the art side, the production side of video games. Phil Spencer does. Now, I'm not saying Phil Spencer is the best CEO in the world, but for video games, he understands it on a different level than these knuckleheads. And these knuckleheads are the ones that are closing down studios. The guys are so, you know what, I can't even say that because I don't know what Hiroki Totoki did before. Maybe he was a coder, I'm not sure. So I'll take that back until I figure out exactly what he did or how he came up, But generally speaking, it still stands what I said. But they're not making they're not making decisions based on, okay, look, who are the best artists? What can you make? What can you pitch to me? You know, you gonna give me one last pitch before, you know, we have to close you down, or give you some, you know, what you want to do, give them some options. But they don't care about that. They just care about the bottom line. They care about the shareholders. They care about the money. And yes, that's important. But at the rate that Sony's going, how many studios they close, how many games they cancel like 3 games closed, Deviation. And well, they didn't close Deviation, but the fact that they pulled out of that game that they were making caused Deviation to close. So they closed Deviation. Let's be real. And like, nobody's saying, no ponies, no donkey unicorns are saying nothing about this. And I'm like, that's messed up. They had the power to save jobs. They had the power to say, look, we're gonna bite the bullet. Yo, put it on ultra. Look, y'all either crunch or y'all are out of a job. You know, crunch. I mean, look, if they say that to me at my job, I'm like, guess I'm working harder. Let's go, because I need a job. Most people would work hard, but once again, it goes back to the sensitivity. Goes back to the, oh, you can make us work overtime. You know, back in the day, parents be like, I need another job. Thank God I got 3 jobs. But now it's like, oh, I know I'm working too hard. I'm like, yo, come on, son. When did this generation get so lazy? How did they get so lazy? I guess we got to blame the millennial parents for raising Gen Alpha to be wussy babies. I don't know. I ain't got no kids. My kids would not be like that. I'd be like, listen. I wouldn't smack them. I would clap like, listen, Junior. I would not name my kid Junior, no. Or my name, no. I'd be like, listen, you can cry all you want, but it's not gonna solve your problems. Okay, so let me know when you're done, then let's talk. You know, and I don't know. Sometimes you have this little empathy. Some little kids don't understand, but when they get to a certain age, you go like, listen, man, you want to know what's up? I wish my parents would sat me down and showed me the real world, because many parents don't do that. They're so protective of their kids. They want to shelter them from the evils and the hurts of the world. No, show them how messed up it is. Show them all the bullshit so they can be prepared. Not to scare them, not to, you know, give them nihilistic thoughts and all that. No, just be like, look, there's good stuff, there's the bad stuff. Be prepared. Be prepared, my child. And in that way, you know, they can grow up with some foresight, some tools to go into the crazy world that we live in. You know, where you could just be chilling, and the next day, oh, we had a party. Hey, our boss is leaving. Yay! Oops, you're fired too. Come on, son. It sucks. You know, it sucks when you have the power in your hands to be what you decide, right? You decide you want to get a regular old job, you know, honest living, but you just get, you know, because of numbers, you get fired. You know, how do you think those people feel? They're like, man, I don't trust these fools. I don't trust no big corporation. I mean, like Sony, a giant corporation, billions of dollars, and they just firing fools. And it's like, you know. And then I was listening to the thing about the unions, like how Microsoft has the biggest union. And then I thought about it, and then Hogue said something about it. I was like, oh, yeah, he's right. And basically, he was saying that it's kind of worthless. Actually, was it Hogue? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not worthless, but the real movement for the unions will be when the artists and the musicians and the programmers and all of the people who are in the studio making the game actually get unionized, not just the QA workers, because all we're talking about union is all QA workers. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, not taking anything away from them, but what about the other people who make the thing that they QA test? What about them? Nothing. It's like, why wouldn't they get it too? Are they afraid that they're going to get fired because if they join or want to join a union or something? I mean, look, Microsoft's probably the safest place to do that. You probably can't get fired. because of some paperwork or something. I don't know, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm tangentizing away from the games. I know, I like talking about the games. The games are fun. Here's another tangent. Amalur? No, not Amalur. What was the game with it was the EA game. It was on sale for like $8. I think it's over now. It was like yesterday. And I think Lord King, he popped it up. And somebody else, I think Fratanga popped it up. I was like, oh, word? I saw it on Twitter, and I left Twitter. I said, all right. And I went home, downloaded it so I can remember, because I'm dumb. And yeah, I downloaded $8. I downloaded it. I was like, yeah, I'll play that. It's probably AAA. I mean, it's probably AAA as far as budget, but it's like I think, well, when I play it, I will make the distinction, but I think it's one of those games that what games used to be, basically. Like in the B, not super AAA, but like just below. And like I said before, a lot of the video game industry is going to be that. And I was listening to Gamer Shack Radio today, and I want to jump through the internet and smack Pete Rock. Only because I disagree with him, not because I hate him or anything. He's cool. They're all cool over there. But what he said was, paraphrasing of course, he said that he thinks, they were talking about the state of the industry or whatever, right? And how all these studios are closing and AAA games getting canceled and stuff. And he said, well, what I would like to see more of is quality over quantity, basically. Just less games, but quality, over quantity. And I'm like, there's plenty of quality games. But what I'm seeing and what he has been indoctrinated into believing is that Sony makes the AAA, Sony makes the quality games, right? Once again, this goes back to my notion that Sony has created this expectation for video gamers and the industry, and it's unsustainable and it's unrealistic, and it's literally destroying the industry. It's destroying their industry. But the fact that Microsoft and Nintendo aren't following suit, they're kind of okay. You notice that? You notice Microsoft is like, hey, we got some more numbers. Oh, this is growing, that's growing, let's go. Nintendo's like, yeah, we're selling 159 zillion billion Switches, we're good. Sony's over there struggling. Sony's over there getting lawsuits, losing $10 billion, firing, canceling. It's, So the only person that's losing right now is Sony. PlayStation. I haven't heard the ponies talking about market leader. Now, some people still say that. And that's only based off the one metric. Not about how much money they're making, not about how much money they make compared to their competitors, which would dictate kind of a market leader. Because if you just do it off of a metric of consoles sold, that doesn't even indicate how much money they made off of consoles. You know what I'm saying? If they did the math, they said, oh yeah, PlayStation made this much money off of consoles, Xbox made this much money off of consoles, right? Let's look at those numbers, okay? Because that's the only metric that Sony's using. And by that logic, they're not the market leader. Nintendo is. You see how biased? Anyway, look, y'all know already. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it short. It's not short, but I'm gonna cut it right now. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the $8 game. Now it's kind of cool. The whole Gloss thing. I don't know if you guys listen to it, but it's interesting about the Sweet Baby Ray stuff. And the misconception that Sony is the market leader, that PlayStation the market leader, and I don't think it is I don't think they are anymore. They're not making as much money. They're not selling games. They're closing studios. They don't look like the market leader based on their behavior and what's happening around their brand. They don't look like the market leader. So, but let me know when it comes. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Just wait.